how do you do one-step equations? Let's suppose that you have x plus 2 equals 7, okay? There's two ways of doing this. The first way to do it is, like, how much plus 2 is gonna give me 7, right? That's gonna be 5, right? 5 plus 2 is gonna be 7. But not all of them are gonna be that easy. So the main thing here, anytime you're doing a one-step equation, whether it's adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, the most important thing that you have to watch for is what is the relationship of that number to the x? Because my goal is to leave that x alone, right? So if my goal is to leave the x alone, I have to see what is the 2 doing to that x. The 2 is adding to the x. So how do I get rid of the 2? Subtract it. So 2 minus 2, because the x is not a like term, so I can't subtract 2 from the x, but I can subtract it from this 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, so I'm just left with the x, is equal, because x plus 0 is just x, right? 7 minus 2, which is 5. If it was a multiplication, you do the same thing. So let's suppose it was 2x equals, 18. 2 times x is equal to 18, right? So 2 times what is 18? Well, if you know your multiplication tables, you know that it's gonna be 9. 2 times 9 is 18. But the mathematical way, the prove your work way, right? Show your work way, is that you find what is the 2 doing to the x? Multiplying. How do I get rid of it? By dividing it off. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do it on the other side, okay? Think of this as a scale, right? Is that what it's called? We call it balanza in Spanish, I don't know. But it's like one of those, things that go up and down. Like if you have both of the same thing on both sides, it's gonna be straight, right? If you take something out of this one, it goes like that, right? Is that a scale? Is that what that's called, baby? Never mind. Whatever I do on one side, so in order for them to stay the same, for it to stay level, whatever I do on this side, I have to do it on this side too. Because if I remove 2 from here, right? For example, what we did here, if I remove 2 from here, then it's just gonna go, right? But I have to, if I remove 2 from here too, then it goes and it balances out again, okay? And that's how all equations work, all right? So in this case, if I'm dividing by 2, meaning I'm gonna split everything I have on this side, I'm gonna split it in half, right? That balance is just gonna go like that, right? Because now there's half of this stuff in here. But if I split everything I had here in 2 as well, it balances out again, all right? So divide by 2, x is going to be equal to 18 divided by 2, which is 9. And that's it. If you add a division, multiply. If you add a subtraction, add. And that's it, okay? Now, a lot of my students get this one mixed up. Big time, check this out. A lot of my students, the first thing I do is I ask them, what is the 10 doing to the x? And they're like, subtracting. No, the 10 is not subtracting from the x. The x is subtracting from the 10, all right? So in this case, in order for me to get rid of the 10, and this is probably gonna be a 2-step equation, not a 1-step equation, but in order for me to get rid of that 10 from this side, I would have to subtract the 10, because this 10 is positive. There's no symbol here, which means that it's a positive number. The symbol always follows to the left, right? So this symbol belongs to the x, not to the 10, all right? So this 10 is positive. If I had to move this 10 to the other side, I would have to subtract it out. Okay, and that would leave me with negative x equals negative 8. So you guys are probably not at negative numbers yet, but just know that they exist. And I would have to divide everything by negative 1, which is x, because negative over negative is positive. Negative 8 divided by negative 1 would just be positive 8. Okay, and I know that too, because if I think about it, 10 minus what is 2? Well, 10 minus 8 is 2. Right? It's the only number that would make sense to put there. Okay? I hope that answers your question. Jason, thank you so much for your question.